Let's talk about Cooper Flagg for a second. When you see Cooper Flagg, what do you see now? If you were to comp him to an extremely successful college player, and then what do you comp him as an NBA player in the future?
I've been seeing a lot of like Kawhi Leonard and Scottie Pippen type comparisons, and I honestly I don't hate that. I think the thing with Cooper, first of all, I'm as big of a Cooper Flagg fan as exists out there. I've loved the kid from the second I first ever saw him play. And he's just gotten better and better for Duke this year. And even a game like we last saw him play against Alabama, and Duke handled Alabama pretty easily. He didn't really play that well offensively. Like it was by his standards a pretty bad game, really. And he still had such an immense impact on the game. And I think the reason you get excited about a guy like Cooper Flagg at the next level is less about his ceiling, because I don't know if he'll ever be as good as a Kawhi Leonard in the sense that he's finals MVP, and leading a team to championships and stuff like that. But he is about as, I want to say this without a double entendre, bust proof as he's as, how do I say this without, he is not going to be a bust. Yeah, there it is. I'm as certain that he will not be a bust in the NBA as any prospect I've ever seen, because he's just good at everything. Like there will be a role for him in the league. He'll be a starter for a decade plus. And this Duke team is unfortunately very likable and very good. And I think for a lot of people, for men of a certain age, it is very confusing watching a Duke team. And they're fun to cheer for, and they play great basketball. And it's there's a little bit of an identity crisis going on with this Duke team, I think.
Same for me, because I grew up hating Duke, and it was easy to hate, one, because they wanted to, because it's easy to hate Coach K. But now they have a coach, like, if you just spend any time looking at his story, like playing high school ball, how he came up and got poked in the eye in his NBA career, like what an assassin he was. Like, you even like the Duke coach now, which is completely different than the rest of our life.
Yeah, it's confusing. I don't know what to do. And then the thing that really broke my brain was when they were playing in Chapel Hill. They're playing Carolina, and North Carolina already played them once earlier in the season and got smoked. And this was like a huge game for Carolina. And at the time, they're playing for their tournament lives. And North Carolina I think they drew like 2 or 3 fouls on Cooper Flagg pretty early, and like all of them were flops. And I'm watching that game just like, it was like I was in a bizarro world, because I grew up with North Carolina having all the cool future NBA players, and Duke had the guys that weren't that good, but they would just like flop and try to draw dumb fouls. And it was like an identity reversal. And I don't know what I didn't know how to process it. And here we are, Duke's on the doorstep of winning a national championship. And honestly, if they do win, I won't even be that upset. I'll almost be happy for them, because they are, in my estimation, they are the best team by a I don't want to be disrespectful to the others, but it is a pretty obvious margin to me that Duke is the best team left in this thing. So if they finish the job, for the first time in my life, I will watch Duke win a national championship and actually like tip my cap and be like, you guys were fun to watch all year, instead of, sitting off in the corner and crying about it and figured out a way to, spin this as not that bad of a thing. Like, it's like they're like a completely different program now. It's crazy.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.